Hoosier Barber Talk. Hoosier Barber Talk family. Barber Kaine's faded shop.
First of all, we got two beautiful guests on. We got Tommy Mihalic. We got Sam Sarver aside me. I want to ask you guys, you both got a haircut from Barber Kaine once or twice in your life, right? How does that make you feel, getting a haircut from the legend himself? Take the mic.
I think a good haircut can make or break someone's month, man. You get
month.
Yeah, because it takes like a month to if you get
A lot of people do get one haircut a month. No, I totally
but
hear
if you
that.
get a bad cut, like your confidence is down. You're like, you lose your swag.
No, I feel that.
There's nothing like walking out the shop with a good cut. You feel like the man. You feel like I go up to Margot Robbie and just start spitting game.
Listen, one thing that I can say, I have never cut somebody's hair that walked out with more confidence than Sam.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, that's true.
Hey.
That's true. I walked out. I was like, dude, I'm ready to attack the world.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, though, if you get a bad haircut, it's almost like crashing your car and having to wear a cast. Sorry, Jack.
So,
Sorry, Jack.
with that being said, Jack, what happened to your hand, my friend?
First of all, I want to say to all the people out there, anything is possible. God has put us all out here for a reason, and I'm just thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be surrounded with you guys, and this is a beautiful thing that we're building. My cast, on the other hand, minor setback for a major comeback. Am I beating around the horse right now? Maybe a little bit. Got in a little bumper to bumper, hit my hand, and the Patriots lost. So I not only broke a hand, but in that 24 hours, I also lost my beautiful hair. I had been losing my hairline for a while, but
Jeez.
But the hair, yeah.
The Patriots are why you lost your hair?
Sometimes I let 12-year-olds in my TikTok comment section decide what I do in my life, and that's just the beauty of social media.
Hey, one thing I gotta say, man, he lives up to his word.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I've seen this multiple times.
The braids, bro.
Listen.
That's
I was
respect.
here for that. I was here for that.
That was a great moment in life.
That was I think that was like right at the pinnacle point of me like really getting to meet you and know you as a person. And I think that when you came in here and got braids, no offense to the hairline, but a man that went through with some stuff like that, I was like, dude, you got some balls.
Got some balls.
You're a ballsy dude.
He is a ballsy dude.
I say some crazy shit online, but, it takes a crazy man to do that. But it takes a gut, I got to do that shit. That's crazy, bro.
In the online world, I think that's such a soft area. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a very thin line on being online. There's going to be natural hate. There's going to be natural love. You know what I'm saying? I think that just comes.
That's the world, baby.
With if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right.
And also, I'm just going to put this out there, 1,000%. But there's also, it's a lot easier to go viral negatively than it is positively, bro.
Yeah, which is the saddest shit. Like
that is the saddest
But that's our generation.
With that clip that went crazy, bro. Motherfuckers were in that thing talking about, these kids don't know. And I'm just looking through the comments. You got 1,500 comments of crusty ass motherfuckers just talking about kids don't know about basketball.
They're
and that's
keyboard warriors.
Yeah, it's like bro, like it's like
literally.
You look back, I look at it, I'm just like, it's cool. Like shit went crazy. 500,000, $500,000. Never seen it before, but like. This shit is damn near sad that a motherfucker, bro. It's just like, come on.
Well, when you go through and think about it and you look at it, and then it's like you click on that person's page, and you scroll through and you see whatever going on in their life. Like they keyboard warriors, just like Sam said. They're wanting the attention. You know what I'm saying? They're there for a response from somebody else.
I think people just find a reason to hate because they hate to see other people doing better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the world we live in. No matter what, if it's like, if an NFL guy makes a good touchdown, everyone's like, oh, well, he was wide open. Well, he got wide open because he's good.
Yes.
It's everyone finds something to hate about. Or if it's like soccer, like anything, like, oh, that goal was easy, I could have done that. Or like, even if it's like this podcast, they're like, oh, anyone could have a podcast.
Anyone
but
can
like,
have a
then go
podcast.
do it.
Exactly.
Go do it.
And no one's hating upwards. Everyone's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're only hating on people that they're doing shit you either haven't done or can't do.
You want to or can't do.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. I've had so many conversations with people where it is like, it's sad to say, but it's like the people that are closest to you. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that sometimes don't want to see you evolve as much as they want to, or whatever it is. I feel like there's so much going on in the world to where you can find yourself and know where it is that you belong and what your route is. You're going to feel so much better just knowing there are few believers out there. But the hate is what really puts you in the position to want to grind that hard anyways.
Yeah. I think humans, we can always complain. It's so easy to complain about everything. Personal lives, work, other people. And the reality is that it's so much easier to criticize something than to appreciate it or say this is effective. That's one thing I see in the separation between content creators, if you want to call it that, and people who consume content. Is people will consume content and become enraged by it or be rubbed a certain type of way and comment in accordance, basically like inside of the emotion or feeling that they are supposed to be feeling, like it's programmed into the content. Like that's like 75% of people who like consume content online, and then 25 actually understand the meaning of it. It's like you watch a pharmaceutical ad, and it's like, I took Vilaxin, and it made me not constipated. And then they go like this. And then they smile, right? They smile, and
Trey with his stories got me lost.
Hoosier Barber Talk. I'm watching. Let me finish my shit
now.
What I'm saying is, I watch that shit and I think it's scary as fuck that people are watching that and going, "Oh, I'm gonna take this pill because someone just did a thumbs up and smiled in a fucking pharmaceutical ad." My bad. That's a tangent.
It's the same thing with like Twix and Reese's. You know what I'm saying? The left side or the right side.
No, motherfucker.
Not at all.
Jeez.
You guys listen to me right now. All right.
know.
So we obviously opened this up with a lot of the social media stuff, the hate. I got two great soccer players, great athletes, great collegiate athletes sitting next to me. How do you guys deal with the pressure of playing for a team, an organization, a school like Indiana? So how do you deal with that pressure, every single game that you got to go through, and just as it gets down the road and you're starting to compete for national championships?
Yeah, I think you hear it time and time again, but it's like pressure's a privilege. Playing at a place like IU, just the history behind it, it's kind of like teams are coming here. Every game we play, teams are playing their best game against us, which is obviously it makes it harder for us, but it just shows that we got to keep that standard. We got to play to that level because teams are so hungry. Every player we play against wishes they played here. That sounds bad. That sounds bad. I mean,
they are coming to play their A game.
Yeah,
it's like they're looking at it on their calendar. They're running on the treadmill. They're throwing darts at a picture of Sarver and Mihalic. And they're just throwing darts and running on the treadmill, looking at you guys like, oh yeah.
It's like, I would say like, playing here, and like obviously there's other schools, not just IU, but like there's a lot of other great schools to play at. It's kind of like you've always got a target on your back no matter what. It's like if some kind of like smaller school opens up against Duke basketball, you're gonna get their best game. Everyone wants to beat Duke, or everyone wants to beat Bama in football or OSU. Yeah. So like there's no freebie games. And back to the pressure thing, we were actually just talking about like today or yesterday, like we were like, man, I wish every game we played in could be like a top 10 matchup, because that's when we play best, when we're playing against the best. Yeah. It's kind of hard to play against, like schools you're expected to beat, because it's a lose-lose. You win, you're expected to do it. You don't win, everyone hates on you, like, oh, like you guys suck, like how'd you not beat them? So I think playing up like really good teams is like, it makes you a better player. So like I think pressure is good in terms of like, I feel like you get like little excited butterflies, but you don't actually feel it. Like once you get to a certain level of like athlete, like I feel like it just brings the best out in you. Yeah. Like
that's what makes our whole,
like our whole run to the national championship. I don't think we felt pressure. We just felt like we belonged there, and you just got to show it.
100%. And soccer is one of those games a lot more than any other sport where it's a game of ones.
No,
so, you know what I mean? Like, there are so many more examples of what would be considered blowouts or games that shouldn't have been won a certain type of way because it's at the end of the day it's 1-0 or 2-1.
Yeah, I mean our game today was 1-0.
Yeah.
But
exactly,
it could have been 4-5.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think soccer is just it's a different sport, and I think another thing about pressure in soccer is a team can go into a game just wanting to tie because you can tie. There's no. So I think that's also what makes it harder because some teams, they come to IU, they get a tie, they're walking out smiling. You know, it's like, damn, we gotta play against guys who are they're okay defending the whole game and walking out here with a tie.
Yeah, when you guys are trying to win, it's
right, exactly,
game plan type.
Exactly.
Thing.
I you mentioned the top 10 opponents aspect of you guys really wanting to see those kind of matchups, and you live for those late in season matchups, right? Who are some teams right now in college soccer? If you could give me 5 teams just off the top of the dome, they don't got to be Big Ten teams. Who are 5 teams that you would really want to see, play against you guys, and maybe they're the best top 5 teams in college soccer?
Let me start.
You go. You start.
I would want to see Syracuse again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out Syracuse.
Yeah.
No,
great team. Syracuse is a great team. We obviously had a great run. We had a great game in that final, but it came down to penalties. I
mean, you look at the amount of shots at the goal, especially in that second half. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you guys really attacked a lot more in that second half than you guys did in the first. In the first, there was a lot more defending.
Yeah,
in the second half, you guys really did attack the goal a lot more than I feel like you guys did in the first.
Yeah, and let me rephrase it. I don't think soccer is a game of ones. I think it's a game of inches. In PKs, there's a kid. His name's Levante Johnson. He's now a pro, very good player. He had a PK and it hit the crossbar.
Yeah,
and we all started celebrating. We thought we won the national championship, and it bounced in. Now, if that ball bounces 3 inches the other way, it doesn't go in. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy, to think the fate of a national champion was decided by 3 inches.
Yeah,
we were unfortunately on the other side. A team I would like to see again, or see in the top 5. I'd love to play Clemson again. We opened up against them last year. We lost 3-2. It was a barn burner game, really good game. So shout out my boys on Clemson. I'd love to play them again sometime in my college career. We do play them next year, actually, at home. So.
Also, I would say, outside of us, with crowds and attendance, there's a couple teams that playing there is sick. Akron,
shout out.
In the top 5 right now.
Maryland
playing there is incredible.
Yeah, there's the bigger the atmosphere, the better the game. For 100%. Both teams.
100%.
No one wants to play in front of your parents. You want to play in front.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? You want to play in front of your school.
Yeah.
You want to have your school having watch parties for you, like they did.
No, that was
pull up to Kilroy's and watch us play.
And that is something I think that should be more of a thing here. You know what I'm saying? Especially knowing how renowned the team is itself. You guys do go out and not just whenever the tournament comes around, you know what I'm saying? But if there is, you guys are playing another Big Ten school like Maryland. You know what I'm saying? That is something that I feel like they should play at, you know what I'm saying, KOK or wherever it is, the same way that they do the football games or they do the basketball games. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
The amount of respect, because there is respect towards the program.
Hell yeah.
100%. That's definitely not the missing thing. I think there's something that has to get out. And of course, football, basketball, people are going to be. Those are the big revenue sports. People obviously care so much about those sports. Not taking anything from that, but there could be some kind of way to, engage more people to get there, promote it a little more.
I know IU is so diverse. There are people from all over the world that do enjoy soccer all over the world that maybe just aren't tapped into the idea of what this how legendary the program is here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So then it's something that if we can get, you know what I mean, the demographic of soccer fans, you know what I'm saying, people that are watching Ronaldo and Messi and are so happy to see Messi here, get involved with the idea that this program is these guys are leaving out and going and playing in these leagues every year.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to end up seeing these people play before they go off and play and become bigger. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people just aren't tapped into that yet.
Yeah, I think soccer's kind of like, I think you can compare it to like, you know, like how people have a food they don't like, but they never even tried it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people are like, soccer's not one of the big, it's not baseball, football, or basketball, but like, I think if people actually gave it a shot, you know, you sit down and you're like, damn, this is kind of fun to watch. Our student section's great. I think we have one of the best student sections in the country. It's been phenomenal this year. But I think if people just gave it a shot, you know, and there's a good chance you go, we're probably going to win. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to be cocky, but we're probably going to win if you go. So, like, I think, obviously, that's what brings people back. You don't want to keep going if the team's losing.
Yeah.
But, like, I think if people would actually just try it, then the games could get double of what we have, you know?
100%.
Easily.
100%. You guys are expected to win.
Right.
It's always been that way, and it's
an honor, though.
There aren't many teams in the world where you can say that they've had these sort of expectations for such a long time. I mean, like swimming, you know, Carmel women's swimming, maybe 26 national titles in a row.
Did you just say Carmel?
Dog, we have Olympians at this school. You're talking about Carmel.
No, but a lot of the Carmel swimmers come to IU, and IU swimming is really great as well.
But damn about Carmel swimmers.
But I'm just saying.
Shout out IU swimmers.
No, seriously,
Those
IU
people
swimmers.
are animals, man.
One thing about
the best of the best.
Let me say something real quick. IU swimming gets no public recognition.
Yeah.
No people.
Hey, man.
No,
Underneath Tommy Mihalic, we got swimming and diving.
100%. That program's elite.
Yeah.
Respect
It's
to all
insane.
those, everyone in there.
Yeah. I was just saying an exceptionally crazy program.
Carmel.
It is. I said Carmel. Yeah, 26 national title state titles. Sorry, state titles in a row. They've never lost in 26 years.
You from Carmel?
No, but it's just incredible.
Carmel swimming. Shout out.
Who do you know from Carmel?
I mean, I know about the women's swimming team.
He said, I am a Hoosier A1 vintage. I know Indiana, baby.
I do. I try to. Shit. If anybody is, it has to be me. I mean, come on. But there aren't many teams that do have that expectation, and you know, it's a winning program. Just play point blank. Period.
So being able to come here, you know, being as phenomenal players as you guys are, doing what it is you guys do with the program, give us a little bit of an understanding on like your guys' upbringing in soccer, like when you guys started playing, when you kind of found like a love for it, and you knew like this is what I want to go and do.
I played since like my dad, his brother, that whole entire side of my family played soccer. My mom's entire side of the family, her brothers played soccer. So it's kind of like what my family did growing up. But to take it a step back, my parents were born in Croatia. We have a big Croatian community in Chicago, where I'm from. So in Croatia, soccer's everything. So all these older people, when they came here, soccer was the sport. That's the only thing they knew. No one was playing basketball over there. Now it's growing, but soccer was everything. So all Croatian kids where I'm from, like in Chicago, there's so many of them. Everyone started off playing soccer. No one did anything else up until they got a little older and see, obviously, what they liked. Some fell off. There's only a couple guys like still playing in college, but that was kind of like my biggest thing that kind of made me grow into soccer. So my dad, he actually started a Croatian club in Chicago, like a youth team, and all my cousins' friends played there. So that was like when I was 5, 6, and then that kind of grew. A couple guys were obviously better than others, and then after that, once you get 10, 11, that's when you kind of like step up, move to these bigger travel teams. And then fast forward, I actually moved to Germany when I was 16. That was crazy. I moved there alone. That was like, looking back on it, was a great experience. Yeah. In the moment, like, that shit
scary.
Sucks.
Yeah.
You're alone, 16 years old. I don't know the language. I was like figuring everything out. I was like, dude, fuck this. I was like, I don't know, like, I can't tell my I can't tell my mom that like this shit sucks, you know? He's like, she's gonna be like, my son's on the other side of the world.
My son's in Munich and he fucking hates it.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that was just, I was young. Soccer's like crazy over there, of course. I don't know a single kid. I don't know, like, everything was new to me. Actually when COVID hit, March 2020. They gave us 2 weeks off.
March 18th.
March.
Shout out March.
Uzi
18th.
dropped his album. I remember.
My
I remember.
they sent us home for 2 weeks. My mom said pack a little extra. I packed a little extra, and it ended up being like 5 months. By that time, I was a senior in college or senior in high school, and I was like, I gotta make a big decision. You know, if I'm going back, I'm done with college, because then at that point, you're kind of like, I would be a freshman in a year from then. You know, and thank God
You leave all your stuff in Germany?
they sent it back. They sent it back. Yeah. I mean, a lot of shit was still there, but and then I started contacting schools. Once IU reached out to me, it was an easy decision. But that's kind of my story. That was for Germany was a big part of my life, kind of. But I'm grateful for that. But I'm happy where I'm at. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
No, I love that.
Sam, what about you, boy?
Man, so what my mom told me was I was like 4, and we drove by a soccer field and people were playing, and I just said, that looks fun, just sign me up. So then fast forward a few years, I was probably 8 or 9. And what's funny is Tommy's Croatian community, I played for a Croatian team growing up, and I was like one of the only American kids. Like everyone spoke Croatian. They were all like American born, but their parents were from, you know. So anyways, I used to play for this team, and then this guy comes up to me. His name was Zel Marusic, and he's a Croatian guy. He made me the player I am.
Crazy guy.
And no, he's a Croatian guy.
Oh, okay.
He comes up to me after the game, and he's like, I want you to come play for my team. And keep in mind, I was like kind of wild because we just lost like 13-0. They walked us off the field, man. It was like night and day how good these guys were. I was like, you want me to come? I couldn't even get a pass. But he saw something in me. So every day for 2 summers, I just grind. But so when I first got to the team, we had the gold team and the Navy team. It was just the polite way of saying A and B. You ain't want to be on the Navy team. Man, but so I get there, and these kids are like 12, you know, like they're just so much better than me because like they've been playing for this team for a while. And I get put on the Navy team. And here's what he said. This is great. So I get put on the Navy team. I'm like, man, I left my other team where I was like I was like the star player on my other team. I mean, it wasn't that hard. We sucked, but I was a star player on my other team. I come to this team. I'm on the B team. I'm getting shitted on with the B team. I'm like, damn, I suck. So he calls my mom.
Oh no.
He calls my mom, and he goes, look, tell Sammy. Everyone calls me Sammy in the soccer world. So he says, tell Sammy. He said, don't come to training for a week. Take a week off and really just think if you want to pursue soccer. I swear he said that, but like he was like,
look in the mirror.
No,
That's crazy.
It was a diss. He's like, and if you serious about soccer, you're gonna come train with me every day for a few summers, and we're gonna
gonna get you right.
So so I took a week off, and I'm like, you know what, I want to try this. So there's this little place the Croatian team would always train at, and it I believe it's an airplane hangar now, right near the train tracks in Menor, Ohio. So if you could picture this place, it's probably 60 yards long and like 20 yards wide. So it's like a 5v5 place. But that was where we'd play like our game. And the goals were like, you know, not big at all. So like you had to be a good finisher. So we would train in this little place like every day for a summer. And then I eventually got good. I became, you know, and it's crazy now, like where I've come from, like the kids that used to blow me out of the water, like, you know, they're watching me on TV. Like, it's like, damn, like life comes full circle. So then, honestly, in high school, so I got to high school, I played for a team in Cleveland, and then MLS Academy hit me up. And so every day I played in Columbus. I lived in Columbus so my freshman year, my mom every day would drive me. We would carpool. There's 3 other kids, so it wasn't always my mom, but we would take turns. Every day it'd be from Cleveland to Columbus and back.
That's like a 2-hour drive.
2.5 there, 2.5 back. 5 hours just for an hour and a half training. So you know, I'm a 14-year-old kid, and I'm driving 5 hours. You know, 4 days a week plus games on the weekend. I'm driving 5 hours. I'm getting home at, you know, midnight. Literally. Training ends at, you know, starts at 7:30, ends at 9. You know, you gotta get you're back home by 11. So you're not getting in bed till midnight. So it was crazy. So I was like, halfway through my freshman year, I moved down to Columbus in this really small apartment, and my mom, she sacrificed a lot for me, so my dad, but my mom slept on a blow-up mattress so I could live in Columbus. She had an apartment, but she missed Cleveland a lot, so she moved back. So then I moved in with I went to 4 high schools, so I moved in, the next year, I moved in with my aunt and uncle. One of my cousins went to OU, so they took me in. They're like, you can sleep in his bedroom. Yeah. So I went to this one school for a year. Then the following 2 years, I lived in my coach's basement with 5 other players. So it was kind of crazy. He was kind of like a host family just for players. And so I guess so he it was me, this kid Aiden, and this kid Tyler and Jesus were upstairs, but then there was other kids that would come in and out of the academy who would like join the team. They didn't play a lot, maybe they left. So whenever a player needed a place to live, they lived with us. So there's 3 kids in this basement, and it was crammed, but like we made it work. Like I think that's like that's where like you were talking about, you enjoy the beautiful little things of life.
Character
like,
building.
Yeah, like and it was funny, like, I love different cultures, and I was the only white kid in the house. Yeah. His wife was white, actually. So it was just like, it was cool. Like, I had a Hispanic kid upstairs, Canadian Jamaican kid was his roommate. Aiden's one of my best friends. He's light skinned. Calvin's African American. Like, our whole house was just like,
that's awesome.
And keep in mind, so you got to feed 8 people. So we'd go to the grocery store, and people would look at us like, what the fuck is this family? Like, because we got the 2 little kids, too. The 2 little kids are light-skinned. So, like, they're looking at us like, what the fuck? And then, we'd always play Guess the Bill, because there's 8 people. You got to, so the club we played for obviously helped out with the grocery cost. So they gave them this credit card to use, whatever. And, I mean, per month you're spending a few grand on just groceries alone.
Easy.
It would sometimes,
especially if you're making sure you guys are eating right.
Yeah, it wouldn't even last us a whole month sometimes, because I mean you're feeding sometimes 5 teenage boys. Like it's a lot of food. But it was funny.
I know how much I was eating as a teenage boy.
But it was funny the stares we get in public. Like it was crazy. Like people looked at us like either you're adopted or something.
Something going on.
Something going on. But yeah, that's kind of my story with soccer.
Wow, that's incredible.
And Tommy and I both kicked footballs in high school too. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Who's a better field goal kicker?
Me for sure.
Why did I know that? Listen. Why?
I mean, you're asking.
Me.
Sam,
No, I know. I knew that was gonna be the answer. I think we're gonna have to do a.
If I could pick like a dream job to do, I play soccer. I love soccer. But you put me on an NFL team to kick field goals, I'm never touching a soccer ball again. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
It's easy money though.
If you're making your kicks,
but that's what I'm saying. If you would rather do that, you think you'd make some kicks.
Yeah, I just think something about kicking for an NFL team. That's like
it'd be cool.
But then we're actually talking about this earlier today. There's no like. If you make your kicks, you're doing your job.
It's a thankless job.
If you miss,
you're expected to make it.
Yeah.
Those guys get clowned.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you drill the game winner from 40 yards. Oh, it was easy. You miss it, you don't even want to check your phone. Social media is probably ripping you a new one.
Literally. They're like, who the hell is this kid?
You're either the most loved person on the field or the most hated.
Yeah, and like, dude, like kicking a field goal, like, man, people think it's easy. When you got 8 guys rushing at you who weigh 250, just ripped.
Hey,
like you got to rely on other people to block.
That happens all the time. When you've got 3 seconds on the line and they just blew that whistle because the other team just tried to ice you on a timeout.
Yeah, you're like, damn.
That's when the pressure just rose. Now you got to worry about them dudes.
No, that's what I'm saying. And then, like, even the national championship, we both took a penalty, and when you up there, that goal looks fucking small. You're like,
oh, dude,
holy.
Goalie looks.
Goalie doubled in size. The goal shrunk in size.
Hell yes.
And then, but what's crazy is Tommy and I, we were talking about like 3 months in advance, bro. We're like, if we ever get a pen this year, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to this spot. I don't care if the goalie watched film on me. I'm just So him and I committed to a side 4 months earlier, and I'm like, dog, if he saves it, he saves it. Like I'm going to here and I'm not changing it. And then we both made it. So I think.
Were they the exact same?
No, we went to different sides. But like.
Be decisive. That's the main point.
I think players like triple guess themselves in the moment.
Yeah.
And then they end up hitting it like.
To them. Almost.
Yeah. So like 4 months ago, I was like, if I ever get a pen, I'm going here. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he likes to dive there. I don't care if he knows me. I'm going there.
Is that something that you guys practice a lot?
Yeah,
Penalty kicks?
yeah. When it's tournament time, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what every team does.
Yeah.
I think.
It's a huge part of the game
Yeah.
now, whether we like it or not. There are a lot of people that have opinions on it.
Yeah.
Is it a legitimate way to finish a game? And like I said, whether you like it or not, this is the way that a lot of games now.
If you're not a runner, you know what I'm saying? I want someone else to go out there and run for 90. What is the extra?
College, it's 10 and 10, but pros it's 15-15.
So 10 and 10. So go out there and run for 110 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
That shit's tiring.
And then
sporadically,
and
too.
then tell me
Sprints
you
to
want to go
nothing.
another round instead of doing penalty kicks. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like at some point we gotta. It's like I
No.
understand like ties and stuff, but it's like penalty kicks really only come whenever it does get down to tournament time, right?
Yeah, no,
whenever
yeah,
it does
yeah.
come down to
Yeah.
like, all right, somebody's got to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's the best way to win, the worst way to lose.
Yeah.
No,
No, 100%.
I have a question. So if you could have it your way, would you continue to have penalty kicks, or would you do like a golden goal or like a longer extended period of time?
Well, what's crazy is that used to be the rule. I use one of the championships. They beat Duke in I think it was the 80s. There was no such thing as PKs, so it went to 7 overtimes, and it got to the point where the two coaches, the Duke coach came up to the IU coach Jerry, and he wanted to shake hands and agree it's like a coach champ because no one was scoring, and Jerry looked at him like, get out of here, like I'm either winning this or we're losing. There's no coach champs here, and then IU ended up winning. But it used to be, it was just golden goal, and you played until someone scored.
Yeah.
But players were cramping so bad because imagine 7 overtimes. So that's you gotta have PKs.
Something about PKs makes it.
Oh, every
Yes,
fan wants
yes,
PKs.
No, 100%. It makes it like super special moments. You know what I'm saying?
Every fan wants
high pressure.
PKs.
Even in last year, it came down to PKs. Like the feeling that you guys had, even after losing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's still an unforgettable feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, expectations are to go get one this year, but if it doesn't happen, being there in the moment, the times that you have, those are feelings that people don't get to get. So even in a losing situation, it is still a remarkable feeling to have. You know what I'm saying?
What did both of you guys, not to make this a therapy session, but what did you guys learn from playing in a national championship?
No, that's
Good question.
I would say one of the biggest things I learned, kind of looking back at it, not necessarily the game itself in that stage, but realizing that I wouldn't trade winning that trophy for I wouldn't want to win that trophy with someone else more than I'd want to lose with the team and the guys we have in our locker room. I think that's something everyone wants to win that. When you go through that, when you lose like that, it makes you almost, it's weird to say, but it makes you appreciate your team so much more because you just went to war with these guys for a whole season. We didn't give up goal to that national championship in the postseason
we were I
run.
think it was 5 games without giving up a goal.
And we
4 games.
it just makes you realize how special that team really was. So I think if I learned something, it's that you don't take for granted. You embrace what you have, no matter how it ends with anything in life.
Yeah, and
But I think that's 100%. I'll never. That team was special.
yeah, there's definitely some players I feel bad. They deserve that ring. Kids that didn't play that would just show up every day and grind, just to make us better. I think playing in those games, you learn a lot about life too. You learn about heartbreak in those games. That was by far the worst, emotional, when they hit the winning pen, I was like, dude, there's no way. You dream of it when you're a kid. You're like, I want to play in a national championship. You put in work for 14 years and it's just snatched away by one kick. It's damn. So I still cry when I watch the game. Sometimes it comes up randomly on my YouTube.
Yeah.
I always shut it off before it ends. But when we score our first, our first goal, I cry. It's a good cry though. It's
Bro, it's a
we made it
feel,
there.
dude.
That's remarkable.
That's sports though.
Yeah, dude.
It is.
And I've said this to Tommy. I've said this to you. I've said this to a lot of the guys on the soccer team. Whenever,
Yeah.
you guys aren't even around. the guy there was a few guys on that team that were really, really big guys. You know what I'm saying? Like you gained the energy to me of fucking Jack Sparrow that game. Like every time you see Jack Sparrow get knocked down in the movie, his ass gets back up and he comes out on top. You know what I'm saying? And that was like, no matter how many times you got knocked down that game, bro, you came up stronger every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you came down, like, you guys did get so many looks at the fucking goal. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. Like, it made me feel good watching you guys get to experience that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it like, even like after the game, it makes you appreciate like your like, just like your teammates, man. Like,
that's your family. You know what
yeah,
like
I came up.
Like, that's a special group of guys.
I came up to a kid after the game, and he graduated, and like that's the last time he puts on the shirt. You know, I'm like, I just said, "Fuck, man, I'm sorry." Like, you know, he was one of those kids that, like, you know, he showed up every day and busted his ass, and he never played. He didn't really play, but he was like a glue guy. You know, he's like the glue guy you need.
That's something about teams. This guy, I know exactly who he was talking about.
His name's Trey Capsalis.
Trey Capsalis is his.
Oh, I know his dad.
His dad played here.
Yeah, his dad played
is
here.
an OG, Indianapolis OG.
His uncle played here. His family, his entire family was at every game.
Yeah.
His grandma, every game. Everyone knew his grandma, every game. And he didn't sniff the field. Like, I'm talking a guy who you know is not playing. Like, it's just one of those guys that no matter how the game goes, he's not getting in.
Yeah.
But every day, I mean, you need that guy in your locker room. That's one thing about sports. You need certain guys. Like, everyone sees who's scoring goals, who's playing, who's starting, but
yeah, no one sees off the field. Like,
Intangibles. The intangibles.
100%.
You know, it's like earlier I mentioned, like, when I said, like, I felt bad because there's kids that deserve the ring.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I want to win that ring, but like, I wish they could be here to do it. Like, you know, they lost in 2 national championships.
Yeah.
You know, like, not just one. Those guys lost in 2 of them. And like, I just came up to him after the game, like, we were in the hotel, and I was just like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, and he said, don't apologize. Like, it's part of life. But like, it's just like, it brings you that much closer, I think, too.
Dude.
Yeah.
To go through heartbreak together. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, going through heartbreak yourself is one thing, but other people that you know felt that too.
Yeah.
That's a totally different experience, and it does naturally make you way closer for life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'll be able to call any of those guys for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Through a few years of
Man,
being in school with them and experience and a heartbreak.
If you could see, like, you know, like, Coach has lost the national championship before, so he was like, there's not anything you can say or do to make you feel better in that moment. You can't yell at them. You can't, like, all you can say is, I'm proud. Yeah. And I remember it was me, Tommy, this kid Nick, and this kid Quentin, and we just lost the national championship. On top of that, to top it off, man, we get some shitty fucking pizza after the game. and we're just like enjoying each other's presence. So we sit down in the hotel hallway, just like back, like 2 people over there, 2 people facing. So we're just facing each other, and you know, Tommy's eating it. He goes, "This pizza fucking sucks." And then we just sat.
This pizza was ass, bro.
This shit sucked. And it got a little giggle out of me, but like we just sat there for like 30 minutes with our backs against the wall and didn't say a single word. But like, just being around each other was like all you need. Like, we just sat on the hotel lobby or our room floor. Like, we didn't go in our room. We were just in the hallway, still in our game gear.
I think my cleats were still on. Shin guards were in the hotel.
Like, you had no motivation to change. We just sat down and just like
eating this.
Like, imagine this podcast without talking. That's what we were just like.
What?
We were like, that's like what we did. We just sat down and we didn't say a word. We was like, damn. And then, but like, that's what makes it like he said, it makes you appreciate it so much more. It makes you realize like these guys are your family, your brothers, like. And then, you know, it was nice to get a gig with those. I mean, this I would have rather ate the box that came with the pizza. This pizza sucked. But it was just like the ultimate, like You lost in the natty.
The topping on the pizza. You're saying?
You're like, here's some. Oh, you just lost in the natty. Here's some fucking tragic food.
I mean, dude.
And then I will say it takes a toll on you, man. I probably Tommy and I, we were just talking about, like, I think we hate losing more than we like winning, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd say for like 2 weeks, for a month, I'd just be in the shower and I'd think about it and I'd start fucking crying. Like, it takes you a while to just like swallow the pill and accept it. You're like, all right, that shit's over. Like, time.
You try to think about the little moment, like, and it does.
Dude,
like,
there's this play I kick myself over but then it's like, you could say about anything, you know?
Yeah.
But there's a play when it was 0-0. I stole the ball from this kid and I went down the field and I underhit the pass and the kid ended up. But like if I maybe, I'm like in my head, if I overhit that, maybe my teammate gets to it. It's a 1-on-1 with the goal. You never know.
Yeah.
But I think those are the things that really screw with your head. Like, you just can't think about those things. Like, the what ifs, if you live with what ifs, like, it's like, you know, I feel like it's like any sport, you know?
I'm a firm believer, and this is just through my own experiences of losses. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially the people that are strong enough to acknowledge it as that. When you take a loss, it is so necessary for us to find the blessing in it. Like, there's something behind losing that we gain.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very valuable thing to understand. Yeah. What we gain through whatever it is that we lose.
100%. I mean, soccer and sporting is like life in so many ways. And if you truly master a sport like soccer, you are getting a glimpse into what mastering life is, just like basically any other passion, you know. And at a certain point, you know, like, you lose in a game, you've lost in the game. But the real thing we're doing is living our lives and trying to figure out what it means, you know, to live a fulfilling life, basically. And part of it is being able to bounce back from anything. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. You know, one of my old coaches in high school, I was a bum in high school. I don't want anybody to ask me about my soccer experience or nothing like that. But he said, you know, like, at the end of the season, he said, you know, this is a game within a game. You know, life and you know, the people you're around and the things that you learn are really the most valuable aspects of anything that you do.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like we, like, as athletes, even, I mean, I'm sure you guys with your guys, everything you guys want in life is like, sometimes you swarm your brain with only that. And you're like, shit, this ain't going right. What am I doing with my life? You know what I'm saying?
So fast,
like,
bro.
Life is over.
Like, I have a bad game or something. I'm like, dude, what am I doing? I'm like, what am I doing?
Playing soccer?
No, you and I think part of it's a good thing because we, like, hold ourselves to a standard. We want something so bad, so the little things affect us. But it also is like, you gotta move. You gotta have you gotta move on. You gotta have a strong. You know, like, you gotta be so mentally tough because at the end of the day, a bad game happens. You ain't where you want to be. You got to keep going. You know,
100%.
Sometimes it's tough. We get swarmed into that.
I got a question for both of y'all. Like, you talk about being in the shower, bro. You're crying. Like, how do you even move on from a game like that, an entire season like that with so many memories,
Dude,
positive and negative?
I think it's like how people move on from, like, a bad breakup. Like, it's just time. Yep. Like, it's literally just time. Like, it'll suck. Like, well, I'm a junior, so I got 2 more chances to win a ring. But, like, it'll suck. Like, you know, like, for instance, the guys, like, that didn't win last year and they graduate. It's like, you know, 40 years from now, that's their last memory in an IU jersey losing. But, like, I'd say it's just time. Time just heals it. Like, it still sucks to think about. Like I said, I still cry when I watch the game, and I probably always will.
So with the amount of people that you guys did lose out, whether they went to the MLS or not last year, the guys that you have that have come in this year, how do you guys feel about them? You know what I mean? Do you guys really enjoy the roles that they filled? You know what I mean? Some of the shoes that left out, like the people that came in.
100%. I think something big about IU is their eye for talent for guys that when you hear about them or they come in, you're like, this guy will probably never help us. And then Next thing you know, they're starting.
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
balling out.
It's like it's crazy. One and some guys are like different level recruits. Some guys are expected to be something and never end up and are gone after a year. Some guys come in as the 12th recruit and are starters.
That was one of the things, like, and this was kind of going back to last year, but I know Jack Wagner started as a freshman last year.
Yeah, like
and he ended up. I mean, he played a big role for you guys.
Oh, 100%.
I remember. Not to take us back to that moment again, but he had one shot at the goal. It went maybe 6 inches above the right corner.
Yeah.
Dude, and it's like little stuff like that, but a great addition to the team. And I see him out there doing his thing this year.
I'll be honest, like the first time he's one of my best friends is Patrick McDonald, man. The first time we saw him, I was like,
listen to this shit.
I mean, this kid, dog. I mean,
I'm like, just
first off, I want to say one thing. I think like the IU coaches are kind of like almost like a Nick Saban, you know. They lose a star quarterback of Bam, everyone's like, oh, they're gonna suck next year. Next thing you know, same thing. Or Georgia's gonna they're always gonna be good no matter who they lose. They're gonna get recruits. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we play captain's practice before the season starts, and Patty's playing. And
freshman year.
Freshman year. So like we're just now going into our freshman year. We're still like senior summer, so we're playing with the team before the season starts, and I mean, this kid's getting cooked like an omelet. I'm like, what were they thinking recruiting this kid? And then, you know, I remember I got the ball ISO versus him, and I look at him. I was like, no way, this kid's stopping me. And I was right. I blew right past him. I was like, he ain't guarding me. But then, you know, he starts. I remember this one goal he scored in training. It was before like one of our big, like our first game. He put the shot top corner. I was like, all right, this kid can maybe play a little bit. But he was like, in my eyes, like I didn't expect him to play. Next thing you know, he's starting in our season opener versus Notre Dame, and he gets a sick assist to Tommy. I'm like, oh, like I guess they knew what they were doing with him. But like, it's funny how like a first impression, like Kane, if you could have seen his first, dude, it was a horror film. His first training. Then he just started balling. I was like, all right, this kid can play. But then it's kind of like Tommy said. Some guys come in with, I think, just the media and the coaches maybe have a bar set too high for certain players, and they just can't live up to it. So if they never reach that bar, they kind of think they're underperforming. And like he said, some guy, like every school has those guys. Like they come in, like I feel like basketball is a very big thing. Like a lot of 5-stars just whiff, you know, they're expected to just change the program like that, and it's just a lot of weight on your shoulders. Like
quarterbacks too.
100%.
Like bro, you can't put a good QB with a sorry O line and expect him to just ball out, you know, like
That's the real thing.
Like I think like, you know, like when Baker Mayfield was on the Browns when we went 0-16, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. He had a bad O line, you know.
Baker Mayfield's a great quarterback.
He's a great quarterback.
Obviously.
We
can talk about
Baker.
Baker Mayfield all we want.
I think he's top 15 in the league.
Top 10, bro.
He's a baller. You give him I just think players need the right environment to succeed. You know, it's like,
and a lot of it's psychological too. I mean, like you said, if you're given such a high bar, if you think you could be underperforming from your perspective, but in reality you're performing at a higher level than most, versus someone, let's say like someone who's underestimated, finds a glimpse of success and goes, oh, actually I'm that motherfucker, like I'm exceeding expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of it is obviously it's psychological. Like every single great player, thinks they're a bad motherfucker. There's not a single player that's like, yeah, I'm all right, or that sort of, they're humble people, but a lot of it is extremely psychological. You have to have that, that edge or that glimpse or that thing that drives you forward. And for some people, not meeting their expectations can I guess hinder their ability to perform that psychological.
I think that's why like football players, like just some of them have a hard time at like big school or like transitioning to the NFL. Like a guy like Johnny Manziel, he had the world in front of him. He had such high expectations, but he just never. Or like probably I'd say Jack. Here's a take. Tim Tebow is probably like the greatest college quarterback of all time, or one of them.
Yeah, him or T-Law.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Easily top 5 college quarterbacks, and he had a one and done career in the NFL.
He was
maybe
trash.
2 years with the
He had
Broncos.
one. He had one season with the Broncos where he threw that pass to Demaryius Thomas
in overtime
to win it. Then he got smacked by the Patriots the next week with Wes Welker and Tom Brady. And then.
But I just think
every single episode on this podcast, we will bring up the New England Patriots in some manner.
Someone needs to talk to this guy. You guys all have mics here.
Hey.
I'm not going to be the only one that said the Patriots suck and we hate the Patriots.
all
right. You guys both had a lot of success as, youngsters at IU, freshmen. You got to see the field a lot. What would you say to any, first-year athlete at a school, right? Like, how's that experience like as a freshman?
Man, well, first off, we were just talking about this like the other day. We were I don't know, we were just chilling at our apartment. Tommy and I lived together, and like out of nowhere, we just got like emotional. We're like, damn, like we're upperclassmen already. Like,
Yeah,
we got
bro.
two, like this season and one more, and we're done. You know what I'm saying? And we're like the things. Like he was talking about, like you just take things for granted because you're so caught up in the moment, you don't enjoy it, So if like I'm talking to these like our freshmen, I'm like I wish I could be in their shoes again, like, and like it's just like an unreal feeling just to be you're the young guy on the team, like and I would just say just enjoy it. Like your time here like really flies by, it's crazy, and I would just say like take every second, like take it and enjoy it. Like even if it sucks, like even if it's like the weight room stuff we do and you're like it just sucks to do, like your legs are killing you, like you look like when you graduate you're gonna wish you could still be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like and enjoy the pain and enjoy all the laughter and love. Like I wish I could be a freshman again, like but I just think
Sorry.
I just think people are like,
I mean, I love being a freshman. There was something about being a freshman that,
and it's like that feeling of like you're like, oh shit, I'm on my own now.
Yeah.
My mom can't tell me anything.
it's just a
I
different
think you
life.
guys both had two totally different freshman experiences.
Who are you talking about, me and Sam?
Yeah.
You know. Hoosier one.
Our freshman year
Man.
sucked.
Man, the good.
I'm gonna put on my glasses.
Hey, listen, you look good.
Yeah.
with
Freshman year was crazy.
Yeah, dude. It was like a movie.
I knew he was gonna say that.
No, I'm dead.
It was
It
like a
wasn't one of
movie.
those like guys that
It was
go
like
to
a movie.
No, like I'm serious. It wasn't one of those guys that like, they post up at a party in a corner and say, "Oh, that was a movie." No, you didn't do anything. Freshman year was a movie. Like I can't explain to you how fun it was. Like
College is not real life, bro.
No, dude.
Someone convinced me otherwise. It's not real life.
my freshman year it felt like a fever dream. It felt like you ever seen oh my gosh, what's the movie?
And you were to star in a movie.
Nah. There's a few stars in the movie. All right, chill. No. I would say like, dude, like, I'm trying to think of the movie. I can't remember the movie, but like, you ever seen the movie like Project X?
Yeah.
It's like if I could like, it was just like crazy. Like there was no plot. There was nothing. It was just whatever. Like I just rolled with the punches like freshman. I was like, dude, whatever. Yeah.
My freshman year was like have you seen the movie Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
That's what my freshman year was like.
Dude, my freshman year, I was like,
My freshman year was like High School Musical.
dude. I met Jack. I think I met him my freshman year. Actually, I don't know how we met, but we met. But
La Una, probably.
yeah, like,
That was a spot.
like, yeah, like,
That was a
dude,
spot.
like, man,
Oh,
it's
God,
getting
bro.
nostalgia. Like my freshman year, like that's what I'm saying. I'm jealous of these kids. They got 4 years of this shit, but like 4 years.
Soak
of
it
nothing.
in.
Yeah, soak it in.
No,
for
soak
sure.
it in. I would say, back to that question, soaking in that would be my number one advice, but be ready, especially athletes. Like, your name could get called anytime.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about different recruits, different level. Like, and if you're not ready for that moment,
Yeah,
you're either fucked, or if you are ready for that moment, I mean, your whole path could change in a day.
for sure. And I would say, to really enjoy, you got to find a good balance.
Yeah.
Of what to do, when to do it, when not to do it. Like, that's what it also goes into enjoying the moment. Like, like enjoy your off days as an athlete. Have, meet up with your teammates, go do something fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's why I think, like, when I say, like, it was like Project X, it wasn't like I was out partying and all this, but it's just, there's no plot to it. It was like, whatever happened, just go with it.
Yeah.
And, like, just let the best, the best plans are the ones you don't make.
100%.
You know?
That's a fire quote.
100%.
What was the difference from taking that jump to play college soccer?
You want to go or you go first?
The biggest jump was the like playing here specifically was just that the demand from everyone within the program, from the older guys. When I remember my first training, I got torn apart by one of the older guys, like about like not tracking a runner. Like I got burned like blind, I got blindsided by it, like, and I was like, shit, like they don't give a fuck. My first day,
Yeah.
And like I thought I was a pretty good player, like coming in, so I got like confidence. But there's the standard that's different. That these guys, the older guys, especially demand. I think we do a good job. Older guys kind of send that message early, so there's none of that like happening when
like I want you need to be as good as me at all times.
100%.
Yeah,
there's a standard
everyone's
there every
equal,
day.
and like I think another crazy thing is kind of like eye opening. Like you graduate high school, your last year of high school, you're playing with you. I was a U18 my last year of high school, so you're an 18-year-old kid. Now you're playing against 23-year-old grown men who are trying to go pro, trying to like support their family.
Yeah,
like,
they're ready for the next level.
It's different. Like these guys, it ain't just a game anymore. Like these guys are trying to make it somewhere. It's like they play like every game like could be their breakout game.
Yeah.
You never know who's watching, And yeah, like I think
Is it the speed of these dudes, or is
it's
it just the
everything.
grown
I mean,
men?
it's just the physicality, the I mean, when I would play against kids in America, like center backs, a big center back to me in America when I was playing like U18, I don't know, 6 foot. If I play against a 6 foot center back now, man, it's like I'm a little kid on Christmas.
Yeah.
These
you
kids
cooking
are
them
6'4".
trees.
I was gonna
They're
say
from France.
how big is
Animals.
Hugo?
He's
like
6'5".
You know what I mean? There's no heading against him.
No,
No.
it's
You know
like
what I mean?
it's a
You ain't
different
winning
ball
shit.
game. You're playing against a kid from France, Brazil,
Yeah.
Ghana. It's all these kids are grown.
That's literally and I got Hugo's hair. So talking to him like growing up here, guys want to be good at football, basketball,
Right.
baseball. Growing up there, guys want to be good at tennis and soccer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when they come over here, they get to come over here and live in America or be in America for so long. So like that in itself is awesome to them, but they come over fucking amazing at these sports as well.
Yeah, and the standard they have like over there where they're from is so much different. So that's kind of like a big cultural jump. Like we don't have a lot of foreign kids, but like other schools do. So I'm assuming like it's kind of like a shock to them.
Yeah.
At like what America's like, and like how like they go from playing a sport where everyone over there wants to make in soccer. You're coming to a country, kids want to swing a baseball. Kids want to, like
Hugo said he went to one of the football games. He said, I enjoyed it. I didn't know what was going on.
yeah,
But I liked it.
yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
like, even me hearing that, it was like, dang, like, you don't know what a quarterback is? Or like, I asked him like a few questions and he was like, I mean, I'm learning it.
Yeah.
But when I went out there and I first watched these guys line up, I was
Yeah.
relatively clueless to what was going on.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about playing for Indiana soccer?
For me, it's the fans, the student section. Like playing at home versus playing away is like it's like
Night and day.
different.
Yeah.
It's like a whole different thing, which is fair. That's I'm sure every sport here can say similar. Obviously, basketball, we see how special like Assembly Hall is, but to that same like pretty much similarly like playing here. Student section's just crazy, like for us, and it feels like people care.
Yeah. Yeah.
When people care, you really want to show why you are wearing the jersey and why you're playing here.
Yeah, for sure.
Good luck this season. I mean, we're gonna enjoy watching y'all and cheering you on for the rest of the season and the rest of the time, whatever you guys continue to do in the
I
future.
appreciate that a
Sure.
lot. Appreciate that a lot.
100%.
guys.
Much love to the IU soccer family. You guys
Oh,
kill
yeah.
it for real.
Thank you.
And we appreciate
Hoosier Barber Talk.
the first athletes we've had on. So big ups
That's
for real.
hey.
Thank you guys.
Hell yeah, appreciate you guys.
That's it. Thank you guys.
All right, bro, for real.
That shit's fire.